really easy when you get to a horse show to be thinking about them only in the sense of being a show horse, instead of remembering that we are at these horse shows because we love our horses.
Welcome to Elevate Your Ride, the podcast dedicated to elevating your performance in the saddle. I'm Ellie, your personal trainer.
And I'm Lauren, your mindset coach. It's show day, a day that we have all been working hard to get to and looking forward to with so much excitement. Today, we are going to look at 5 key things to put into our show day toolkit. With these 5 tools, you'll be able to go from stressed out to successful and secure. I'm so excited to be able to talk about these things that have helped me be able to start my day off with a cool, calm, collected confidence that has allowed me to tackle whatever is thrown at you. Because as many of us know, a show day rarely goes according to plan. These 5 tools that we're going to look at are starting the day off with a positive mental attitude, making sure that you are properly nourished, getting in movement and warm up, the importance of a support system in our barn, and the most fun one, and the reason we all do this, is spending time with your horse. And yes, that actually is an important tool to put into your toolkit for success. So we'll start off with the first one of starting your day with a positive mental attitude. I know this sounds like a no-brainer, and it sounds like, well, yeah, I was just going to wake up and be in a good mood. But as we all know, sometimes that is not as easy as it sounds. So, in order to set ourselves up for the most success, we need to go into the day with a plan. And that plan can be as simple as creating a playlist that you have filled with your favorite songs that are full of pump up music and that make you just feel extremely confident. Now, as much as I love sad country songs, this might not be the playlist that they need to be on. Music can literally rewire your brain and help to impact the mood that you're in. So when we're listening to Cameron Marlowe's Sad Songs for the Soul album, as many times as I have replayed that, that is not going to be on my show day list because it is going to put me in a sad and somber place. And I'm just going to think about all the negative things that are happening. So instead, I like to fill my playlist with songs by artists such as NF, where it's kind of pumped up and exciting, and you feel like, okay, there's a challenge thrown at me and I can tackle it. Or I like to even listen to some techno music, which is sounds really wild, especially if you look at the rest of my lifestyle. You wouldn't think I'd be a techno person, but I think it actually gets me in the zone. There's no words to it. The beat is very quick and fast, and it allows me to just kind of like think about what I'm going to do and get ready and focus on me instead of the lyrics. So find what works for you, whether that's the 80s jams, the current rap, whatever it is that is going to get you excited and pumped up, throw that into a playlist. Or if you don't want music, I can probably think of a few podcasts to recommend, especially Elevate Your Ride, maybe even this episode. If not, other podcasts that I enjoy are Andrea Fapani's Along for the Ride. That is a phenomenal horse training podcast that can really get you thinking about what you're doing and the purpose of the day and showing and the mindset of a champion. I like listening to Modern Wisdom. I think he has some excellent interviews with elite athletes that can really help to give you a perspective of an elite sport without it necessarily having to be from the equestrian realm. And those are just so fun to work with. And again, I'll go back to Elevate Your Ride. We have some phenomenal amateur interviews that are so inspiring from riders that are just like you, who have trained the horse themselves and then turned it into a world champion. Riders that have worked with their horses and their trainers have been states away, but yet they have been dedicated and still become successful in the show ring. Riders who have overcome injuries and still found success. So go back through our amateur archive and find someone that you feel that you resonate with and throw that into your playlist. So that way you can feel like, okay, I can do this. I got this. This is no problem. Other ways that we're going to make sure we have that positive mental attitude when we get going in the morning is by having grounding exercises with our breathing. So, as we've talked about before, breathing can impact your nervous system. If you are breathing really shallow and rapid, it puts you into a more fight or flight mode. If you're breathing deeply and calmly, that can relax your nervous system and allow it to feel that you are safe. So that way you can have calm thoughts that are impactful to what you are actually trying to accomplish versus coming from a place of scarcity. So, go back through some of our episodes where we really dive into those breathing techniques and find one that you feel resonates with you and practice it. There's also great resources on YouTube if you wanted to look into different breathing techniques that can help to ground you. I always think that breathing techniques vary from person to person as to which one resonates. So make sure to try this at home before you get to the horse show. So that way you're not frustrated because you can't quite feel one versus if you have some time when you're a little more relaxed and not so stressed out that you're able to find what works for you. So definitely add that into it. We're going to move on now to the second tool in our toolkit, which is one of my favorite tools, and that's food. I love food. I could talk all day about food. I could eat all day, but food is fuel. Food is also enjoyment, as you can tell by the tone in my voice. But when we are at show day, we need to look at food as fuel. What we are putting into our body is going to be the building blocks of what we can leave in the arena as an athlete. We really need to start thinking of ourselves as athletes and treating our bodies as such. Because when we eat something that is not the best for us, something that's filled with sugar and just that high kick of energy, and then it crashes us, that does not set us up for success. If you are able to meal prep, there is a recipe that I have been absolutely obsessed with lately. It's like a breakfast pizza pocket type situation, and it is so easy to make. It's healthier for you than McDonald's grab and go, and you can fill it with whatever your body enjoys. So, this dough that I make, it's 500 grams of flour, 520 grams of Greek yogurt, plus I put Italian seasoning in it. You can put whatever seasoning you want, or you can just leave it as a blank bread and then make your fillings be the star of the show. But you mix those all together, you cut it into 8 equal parts, and then you roll it out. And once you've rolled it out, then that's where the fun begins. You get to be creative and fill it with whatever you want. So, what I've been doing is putting eggs, bacon, and cheese with a little bit of sun dried tomatoes for kind of that tie it all together saucy flavor. And it has been phenomenal. Talk about a great way to start your day. You've got protein, you've got carbs that are slow burning. And did I mention protein? There's a lot of protein in this thing, which is what drew me to it because I've been trying really hard to increase my protein intake. But this meal for this little pizza pocket that you then throw in the air fryer for only 8 minutes to cook, and then you can wrap them up and either freeze them or refrigerate them and pull them out whenever you're ready, is so good. I eat it and then I'm full for hours because everything just burns so slowly that I don't have that crash that a lot of times I would experience if I were to eat just bread from the store or something like this that wasn't as whole food and high quality. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, definitely grab one of those. And you can make this a lunchtime meal prep too. Like, I think a great idea that I'm going to try in the future is put some pesto, slices of chicken, some mozzarella, a little bit of spinach in there. Oh, that sounds amazing, right? Can one of you guys try that first? And then in the comments, let us know how it turned out. But yeah, so that's something that I've been really, really excited about. Are you looking for that extra competitive edge, struggling with show pin anxiety, or looking to set and achieve meaningful goals with your horse? Schedule a session with me, Lauren, your dedicated mindset coach. As an experienced competitor, I understand the mental demands required to excel at the highest level, and I'm here to support you in building a plan to help you stay accountable and reaching those goals. For more information, check out laurencarvelli.com or click on the website link in our show notes. Let's work together to elevate your ride.
Hi, everyone. It's your personal trainer, Ellie. If you're looking to become a stronger, more balanced, and flexible rider, I'm here to help. I offer virtual personal training sessions and customized workout plans that you can complete on your own. As a fellow competitor, I understand the physical demands riding requires, and my goal is to help you perform your best for your horse, whether you're preparing for a show or just want to improve your everyday rides. Visit lopindowntherailfitness.com or click on my website tab in the notes of this podcast episode to learn more. Let's work together to elevate your ride.
And also, with food comes hydration. So make sure you are drinking water. As much as we love our Starbucks in the morning and to grab our caffeine and make sure we get going, we need to be pairing this with water. A lot of us don't enjoy water. I'm lucky I love water. I could drink it all day. But like my mom, bless her heart, she doesn't really like regular water. So find a way to dress it up a little if you need to, but make sure you are consuming water because when we are at these horse shows with the heat and the long hours and the time on our feet, we get really dehydrated and dried out. And that can not only inhibit your physical performance, but your mental performance. So we need to make sure that even though we are enjoying our caffeine and getting through the day successfully, that we make sure we load up on water. So the next tool that we are going to add into our toolkit is movement. The beauty of movement. So for me, movement begins from the second I get up. I am somebody who thinks more clearly when I am moving. If I am sitting, my mind slows down, it becomes more negative. My body gets a little stagnant and almost like achy because I'm meant to move. So for me, being able to walk around the showgrounds, walk to the office, walk to go see what's going on, I am constantly moving. So a lot of times you might wonder, like, why don't you just sit at the barn and hang out with everybody? Well, it's because that is not good for me. What's good for me is moving. And so I will grab a friend and I'll say, hey, let's go for a walk. I'll grab my horse and say, hey, let's go for a walk. They never object. They're always excited to go. And it's something that I have found I really benefit from, especially on a showmanship day. For me to be able to move before then going and having to run around in my pattern, I can be more explosive with my movements in the pattern if I have prepared physically and loosened myself up by just walking. And walking is very low impact, so it's not going to stress you out and wear you out for a long day ahead. Another thing with movement is Ellie has put together some wonderful warm-up routines that we will put in the show notes for you guys to go back and listen to. Because as I said about how walking improves my performance in the arena, when I add in these warm-up elements that Ellie has described, oh my gosh, it's so much easier. We open up our hips, we stretch out our hamstrings, we open up my chest, which allows me to get my shoulders back, which is so interesting, right? Because a lot of times you think, oh, I need to get my shoulders back. Well, for me, it's because my chest is tight. So if I don't open up my chest, my shoulders cannot come back. So if I'm trying to physically just force my shoulders back, I'm going to be working at a disadvantage because I didn't take the 2 or 3 minutes to open up my chest. So really go through and listen to that episode and figure out what is going to work for you on warm up day. So that way you can show up to the best of your abilities. Because as I said earlier, we are athletes and we treat our horses like athletes. So when we can treat ourselves like athletes, we can see much better results. And that is just so exciting that little things such as food and movement can make a huge difference because those are things that we are going to be doing anyways. We have to eat and we have to move. And when we can do it thoughtfully, we can have a major impact on ourselves moving forward throughout the day, which is great. And I absolutely love that. Ellie also has a post ride cool down that you can do that can help you to feel better rested for the next day. So that way it can mitigate some soreness, mitigate some tightness, and really just, again, continue to set you up for success day after day. I do notice a difference when I do the cool downs because it's so easy to say, I have been riding all day and I'm tired and I don't want to do it. Those days when I do that and then just go back and lay down and go to sleep, the next day I wake up and I'm pretty stiff. And when I take that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even if you can, and stretch out, move things that are a little stuck, when I wake up, I feel so much more prepared and ready to go than when I just let things lie the way that they maybe want to. So listen to that episode as well. And I think that you'll be thankful that you did.
Hey, Elevate Your Ride fans. I wanted to take a moment to thank our very first gold sponsor, Hobby Horse Clothing Company. If you're looking for a cost effective way to elevate your look at the horse show, check out what Hobby Horse has to offer. From budget friendly crystal jackets to simple show shirts to stylish lifestyle tops, Hobby Horse has everything you need to look your best. Make sure you use code EYR2025 for an additional 10% off at checkout. Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to Elevate Your Ride. We're so excited to continue helping you elevate your performance in the saddle. To keep bringing you quality content and information, we're asking you to help us. Tell your friends about us on our podcast, like and share a meaningful quote you saw on our social media, write us a review on Spotify or Facebook. You can also join our Facebook group and ask all your health and fitness questions, or maybe post a success story to motivate another amateur. Your engagement really helps us support and encourage the equestrian community. We're also inviting sponsors and supporters to help us build our show. As a sponsor, starting at just $150, you'll receive marketing on our podcast, website, and growing social media platforms for your business. It's the perfect way to connect with the equestrian community and showcase your brand to our dedicated listeners. And for our supporters, your $50 contribution gets you a shout out on our social media and website. Every bit of support really helps fuel the show and helps us inspire and motivate equestrians. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you can scroll down to the show notes of this episode and look for the Become a Supporter or Become a Sponsor links and click on those to get some more information. Thank you for listening. We can't wait to continue expanding our platform and helping you elevate your ride.
Hey, Elevate Your Ride fans. Are you loving our show and looking for a way to show your support? Check out our line of Elevate Your Ride merchandise. From stylish t-shirts to cozy hoodies to journals and hats, we have everything you need to represent your favorite podcast. Ready to gear up? Click on the Buy Our Merchandise Here link in the podcast notes, or head on over to our website, elevateyourride.co, and click on the Store tab. Thank you for your support. Make sure to like, follow, and share our platform with your friends. The next tool in our toolkit is having a great support system. This is something that I think we overlook a lot because we see horses as an individual sport. However, We are spending most of our times with people, with our barn mates, with those that we are stalled next to and around. And whoever we choose to spend our time with is going to have a direct impact on our mood. And it's amazing. I just saw this statistic that said if you hang out with somebody who is more successful for you, your productivity increases by 15%. However, if you hang out with somebody who wants to bring you down, your performance can suffer by 35%. Isn't that insane? How surrounding yourself with excellence, it does increase your performance. But when you surround yourself with negativity, the amount that you drop is twice as much as you can rise. So that is a huge importance to focus on who you are surrounding yourself with. And we spend so much time with the people at the barn. And as we know, horses are an up and down situation. So being able to be surrounded by people who, when things aren't going well, can lift you up and support you through those times, it's going to make your life so much easier. These people are going to want to make sure that we get to bed at a decent hour so that way we can be successful the next day. They're going to want to be some of the first people to the barn to make sure that they are prepared and ready for that show day. They're going to know their patterns. They're going to care about you. They're going to care about your horse. They're going to be there when your horse has that abscess and needs to be walked. They're going to be walked right next to you. When your horse is being a little bit of a turd and spooking at things, they're going to be there to help you figure out what to do and how to get over it. And the best part, too, about having a great support system is when you succeed. These people are going to be there to celebrate with you. They are going to be there to enjoy that win, enjoy that victory, and enjoy the journey that you had to take to summit that mountain because they were with you every step of the way and they knew you could do it, even when sometimes maybe you didn't know you could. They saw that greatness waiting inside of you, and there is nothing better than achieving it and being able to look at your support team, say, look what we did. And they say, yeah, you did. It is so phenomenal. So being able to surround yourself with people who are going to be there through the good and the bad, it makes such a difference. They are going to be there to clap for you. They're going to be there to wipe your tears. And they are going to be the ones that you get inspired by. Also, let's flip the script a little bit and make sure that you are that support system. Are you there for those around you when they need you? Are you there when somebody has their win and you got to see it? Were you there when their ride was a little tough and you told them, it's okay, go back to the drawing board because you can do it. You'll figure this out. You can be that support system for somebody, and being able to be that is the most fulfilling thing. It's almost better than feeling the success for yourself at times, which is wild to think about. But having that beautiful circle of support is a huge hack for success. And if you haven't found that yet, it's out there. So keep looking and don't settle for mediocrity when it comes to your support system. Yeah, there's going to be growing pains when you go someplace new, but you'll know when you are where you are supposed to be. You'll be able to feel that lightness and that joy and that excitement that the whole barn brings the energy to. So be sure to make that a priority to go and find. Now, the final tool in our toolkit is one of my absolute favorites. And it almost seems like a no-brainer, but we can combine all of the things that we have talked about into our tool number 5. And that's spending time with your horse. Seems a little bit silly that that's an actual tool, right? But it's something that we sometimes overlook in the moment of a show day. Because on a show day, sometimes we think, okay, we got to like focus on our horse. And it's not that they are methods to our performance in the arena, but it's really easy when you get to a horse show to be thinking about them only in the sense of being a show horse instead of remembering that we are at these horse shows because we love our horses. We're type A people who love a challenge, hence the competition side that we have been drawn to. But for the most part, we love horses. We love being able to spend time with them. We love being able to learn their personalities. And that is something that just simply spending time with them, you'll be able to learn, and you can have a sense of accomplishment through that process that surpasses anything that you experience in the show pen. Because no matter how good or bad your run is, or no matter what a judge thinks about your performance, you know whether you have a great relationship with your horse. You know if your horse respects you. You know if you know everything about your horse. If we go back to being able to focus on movement, as I mentioned earlier, take your horse for a walk. That is something that I love doing. Not only does your horse enjoy getting out of the stall, but it's a way for you to go and see the different arenas and see how your horse is going to react and pay attention to who does my horse want to be when we are in this pen or when we're in this area or when we're surrounded by these type of animals. And just spending time with them to figure that out so you're not blindsided, that is huge. You get movement, your horse gets movement, you get bonding, they get bonding, they look to you as a leader. I just can't say enough good things about taking your horse for a walk, which sounds so simple, but I think if you play with that a little bit, you'll realize that that's really fun for both you and your horse. Another thing is when we go back to the mindfulness part, when we're brushing our horse, we can really dial in that mindfulness about being present. So when we are brushing them, we can feel their muscles beneath us, smell their hair, smell the shaving, smell the shampoo, the show sheen. Oh my gosh, let's talk about peppy. Let's smell that. Maybe don't smell the fly spray. Just pay attention to your horse. Feel their energy for the day. Do they come out and when you're brushing them, they look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? Maybe they need a lunge. Do they come dragging out of that stall and as you're brushing them, they feel a little tight? Well, maybe they need a little bit more time with you as a massage. Use that time to allow you to dial in and feel your animal and feel their energy and feel what they need from you as their horseman. So, with these 5 tools, I think that you'll be able to go from stressed out to successful on your next show day. Was there anything that we missed that you would like to leave in the comments and let us know? Is there something that works for you that you have found gives you that little winning edge? We'd love to hear from you and love to hear also how these 5 tools have impacted your day. Which has been your favorite? And secretly, I'd really like to know, did you make one of those breakfast pockets? And if so, did you like it? Man, I just really like those things. They're really good. So good luck at your show. Enjoy your horse. Give him a pet for us. And just enjoy the ride. Every day is an opportunity to be better, both for yourself and for your horse. And the fact that you are listening to podcasts like these shows that you are going to be better at improving and really just enjoying the process. So thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Elevate Your Ride. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, all linked in the podcast notes. We'll see you next time. The information provided by Elevate Your Ride is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical or professional advice. While we discuss health and fitness topics related to equestrians, the content provided through this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. The views expressed by the host and guests on Elevate Your Ride are their own and should not be taken as professional guidance. We strive to provide accurate and up to date information, but we cannot guarantee that the information will be applicable to every individual listener or that it reflects the most current research or guidelines. Before making any changes to your health and fitness routine, we strongly recommend consulting with a qualified professional who can provide personalized advice based on your individual needs and circumstances. Elevate Your Ride and its creators will not be liable for any direct, indirect, consequential, special, exemplary, or other damages arising from the use of information on this podcast. Thank you for listening to Elevate Your Ride. We are committed to providing high quality content and appreciate your trust in us as a source of information for your health and fitness journey.